Yesterday, President Obama met with some leaders of American Jewish organizations to talk about his Middle East policy. He started to unfold a policy moving toward Arab-Israeli peace process, and part of that has been applying pressure or trying to hold Israel to its commitments on settlements, asking for a settlement freeze. And some members of the pro-Israel, kind of more conservative pro-Israel community have complained that this is too much pressure. What's your perception of this? Have you felt any of this in Congress? What is your sense of how the Congress, it's impressive to me that Congress has to a great extent lined up behind the president's policy, understanding that it's policy that's aimed at Israeli security. So could you just talk about that a little?
Well, it really comes down to supporting the two-state solution. Are you committed to that? And I think we need to be. I think the president has laid that out, and then he's starting to sort of push along on both sides what needs to be done to get there. And Congress, by and large, is very supportive of that. And I'm, strong supporter of Israel. Certainly, respect the pressure that they have been under for a long time, the violence that they have had to face, and the difficult balance they've had to strike between trying to reach some sort of peaceful settlement while at the same time protecting their citizens. But they've got to take further steps. The settlements are part of it, but also in the West Bank, you have the checkpoints, you have the fact that Palestinians have a hard time, just going through the daily life that most of us take for granted, and that does not put them in a particularly positive frame of mind towards working a peace agreement. I'm talking about, moderate Palestinians who really do simply want to find some sort of resolution. So I think recognizing that Israel needs to do more in the West Bank to help the Palestinians develop a real state so that the people will support it has got to be part of the process. Settlements are part of that issue. Checkpoints are part of that issue. The economy in Palestine is part of that issue. And actually, I give a little bit of credit to the Bush administration. Under General Jim Jones, he was over there working on actually doing economic development in the West Bank, recognizing that the plan of just every few years, Palestinian uprising, you try to push it down, that's not helping anybody. Certainly not helping Israel. You have to create a decent economy in the West Bank. You have to do basic development policy. That's part of counterinsurgency. You want to stop an insurgency, provide for the people. And they actually started to do that. Jenin was the town where they first implemented this policy. And apparently there's been a fair amount of success in terms of helping get some economic growth in there so that the Palestinians see a future and have some opportunity. I think there's pretty strong support for that in the country and Congress in general. It's going to be a very, very difficult process, but I think he's moving